Open the fridge, you grab a protein bar. You call it a quick, natural snack. But the real answer to what your ancestors ate is far stranger. It has almost nothing to do with meat around a campfire. It has almost nothing to do with the picture in your head. Your body was built by a diet that barely resembles anything on your plate today. Ready to see what it actually was? Start with the image everyone carries around. A caveman with a spear, a roasting mammoth leg, fire crackling, meat, meat, meat. That image came from old museum dioramas. It came from cereal box cartoons. It did not come from evidence. Anthropologist Richard Wrangham has spent decades studying early human diets, and his research points somewhere else entirely. Somewhere smaller, somewhere underground. Tubers, roots, starchy plants pulled from the dirt with bare hands and sharpened sticks. For most of human evolution, meat was rare. It was unreliable. You could not chase down a gazelle every day and expect to win. Roots do not run. Roots do not fight back. Roots sit in the ground, waiting. This is not a small detail. This is the difference between survival and starvation for millions of years. Your ancestors were not apex predators stalking the savannah. They were opportunists. They ate whatever the land offered that day. Insects, shellfish, wild greens, underground starches, fruit when it was in season, and only then. Notice something. Your body still remembers this. Your gut is longer than a pure carnivore's gut and shorter than a pure herbivore's gut. It sits right in the middle, built for variety, built for whatever shows up. Here is where the story gets stranger. Cooking changed everything. Wrangham's research suggests that cooked food, not meat itself, may be the real turning point in human evolution. Cooking breaks down starches. Cooking makes calories easier to absorb. A cooked root delivers far more usable energy than a raw one. Your brain is expensive. It burns roughly 20% of your daily energy just sitting inside your skull, doing nothing but thinking. Raw food alone could not fund that kind of energy bill. Cooked food could. So the fire was not just for warmth, the fire was not just for safety from predators at night, the fire was a kitchen. And that kitchen may have built the very brain you are using to read this sentence right now. Think about that for a second. The device you're using to understand this idea exists partly because someone a very long time ago learned to heat a root over a flame. Now here's a twist that surprises almost everyone. Isotope analysis on ancient teeth and bones can reveal what a person actually ate, down to the ratio of plant to animal food in their diet. Researchers studying early Homo sapiens remains across Africa, and Europe have found diets that shifted constantly, season to season, region to region. There was no single caveman diet. There were thousands of them, all different, all shaped by geography. Coastal populations ate fish and shellfish in quantities that would surprise you. Inland populations leaned harder on plants, nuts, and tubers. Some groups ate more meat during certain seasons simply because migrating herds passed through. It was never a fixed formula. It was an adaptation to whatever the land was willing to give that month. This matters because it breaks the myth completely. There is no ancestral blueprint sitting in your DNA that says, eat like this. There is only a blueprint that says, stay flexible. Your body is not tuned to a menu. Your body is tuned to adapt. So why does the meat-heavy myth persist? Partly because meat leaves better evidence. Bones fossilize. Butchered animal remains survive for thousands of years, with cut marks still visible under a microscope. Roots do not. Dug-up starches rot away almost instantly, leaving almost nothing behind for archaeologists to find. For decades, that gap in the fossil record created a gap in the story. Scientists saw what survived and assumed it represented the whole diet. It didn't. It represented only the part that happened to last. More recent techniques changed the picture. Researchers examining plant residue on ancient stone tools, dental plaque, and starch grains preserved in hardened tartar have found direct evidence of tubers, grains, and legumes being processed and eaten tens of thousands of years earlier than previously assumed. The invisible half of the story finally left a trace. Here's the part that should really sit with you. Anthropologist Amanda Henry's work on ancient dental calculus found starch granules from plants embedded in the teeth of Neanderthals, not just modern humans. Even a species often portrayed as brutal, meat-obsessed hunters was quietly eating cooked grains and roots. The stereotype does not hold up, not even for Neanderthals. So what does this mean for you, standing in front of your fridge deciding between a protein bar and literally anything else? It means the eat like a caveman advertising on that bar is built on a myth. Your ancestors were not high-protein extremists. They were generalists, survivalists, whatever works eaters. And maybe that is the real inheritance. Not a specific food, not a ratio of protein to carbs, a capacity. Your body carries the memory of adaptability itself. It carries the ability to thrive on roots one season and fish the next, on nuts one year and grains the next. That flexibility is not a modern invention. It is the oldest survival strategy you have, which raises a quieter question. In a world of rigid diet plans and strict food rules, are you honoring that inheritance or fighting against it? You open the fridge again. This time, you notice something different. It is not a caveman's fridge. It never could be. But somewhere underneath the packaging and the labels, the same ancient instinct is still running. The one that never asked, is this the right food? But simply asked, is this food, and can I make it work? That question is older than fire, and it is still the one your body is quietly asking every single time you open that door.